this is Rosa Kelly. Welcome back to my Garden Goddess mini album tutorial for JS Hobbies and Crafts. Today we're working on part 3, which is putting it all together. So we have the binding, we have the pages, and now we're gonna start by adding the pages into our book, and then we're gonna work on the inside covers and the outside covers as well. So I'm gonna start with the first page. Now make sure that you have the right orientation on your pages. Also make sure you have the order that you want to add them in. And so this is exactly how I have them on from my last tutorial. So I'm gonna start with the first one. First thing I'm gonna do is peel off just a bit of the tape here. And now this page is different because it has the openings on the top instead of the sides. So it's actually going to be a lot easier to put them. I'm just going to place the page. Make sure you center up and down to your album. And don't go all the way to your spine. Just enough to be on top of the tape. Okay, so then I'm going to turn this to the side and peel off the other side of the tape. Here we go. So now I'm gonna do the same to the other pages. Find my opening, start on the bottom, and make sure we're centered up and down. And also make sure you are aligned to the page next to you, okay? You don't want to be higher or lower, just right. Okay, I think I got it. There we go. So I'm just gonna continue with the other two. I'm done adding my pages, as you can see. And now we are gonna work on the front and back inside covers. So we're gonna start with the front cover. So for this one, I'm gonna use another piece of cardstock. I'm gonna be using this image and creating a pocket, also using my border die. So for that, we're gonna start with the cardstock, and we're gonna cut this at 7 1/4. Okay, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with my border, okay? Because I'm kind of building this in reverse, so I know exactly where to cut this paper. So now that I have my border, I'm going to score 1/2 inch on one side, and I'm gonna turn this around and score 1/2 inch again to create my pocket. Now I'm gonna grab my 4x6 card, and I'm using this beautiful, I love this image, and I'm just gonna place it right here. That way I know exactly where to cut my paper. Okay, so I'm just gonna place the image like so, and now I'm gonna score right where this paper ends. So where this paper ends, I'm kind of gonna find something close enough like this to give it a little border also. And now I'm just gonna trim the remaining of this at about 1/2 inch from my score line. So I'm gonna place my score line at 1/2 inch and just trim, and that way we know exactly how much distance we need to use our die. And I do it this way because you might be using a different die or paper punch than I am, so I'm trying to show you a different way. So if you have a deep edge or a smaller edge, then you know exactly how to do it now. So I'm gonna fold along my score lines just like so. Okay, and then let me press this really hard. Okay, and then I'm gonna just cut a little bit of these the border die that kind of, when you fold it, it doesn't go all the way. So I'm just gonna give it a little cut right there and take this out like so. On this side, it's okay because it goes all the way around. All right, so now I'm ready to put my pocket here on the page, on the cover. And I'm just gonna do this with my glue. Okay. Press my glue. And my glue here as well. And now I just put my pocket down. Okay, let's see. Right over here like so. And now to cover these up, I'm going to cut a piece of this paper that matches the next page. And I'm gonna cut these at 6 inches. And I think I just need 4 inches. Okay, so let me do 4.5 just in case. I need a little more. And now I'm just gonna place this inside the pocket like that, and I'm gonna add the glue here. So I'm just gonna add the glue along the top and just a little bit of the sides. Okay, so I don't want to put this inside my pocket and make a big mess. So let's open that up, and there we go. So now let's work on the back cover. So because I have a lot of these 4x6 cards, I'm going to create another pocket on this side. Now the pocket here, it's going to be a sideways pocket. So I'm gonna use this piece here. This is like a scrap piece, and this measures 8.5 by 4. No, by 3 3/4, which is okay. It's all I need. So I'm gonna score 1/2 inch along 3 sides. So I'm gonna do 1/2 inch here and 1/2 inch on the side and on this side as well. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the same thing that we did and cut the corners. And I'm also going to use the little border punch to add a pretty edge. I'm just gonna fold along the score lines again, just like this. Same step as before, but now this time our pocket is going to go sideways. So let me get the album back in here, and this piece is going to be placed on this side. Okay, so I'm gonna add my glue. So the glue, it's a lot easier to use than the tape when you are adding pockets. At least that's my opinion, because then you can't kind of move it around and see where you want it. Okay, so here we go. Now on this other side, I'm going to add a flap. So I'm gonna grab a new sheet of paper. I'm going to cut this at 6.5 by 7.5. Okay, and now I'm going to score 1/2 inch again. Move this to the side. So we're gonna score 1/2 inch along the 6.5 inch side. So here we go. And now we're gonna fold this going to add tape. Add some tape here. Oops. There we go. Alright. And then I'm also going to use my paper punch for this edge. So here is the page, and now I'm gonna add these on the left side here. So I'm gonna peel off just a bit of the tape, and I'm just gonna place this line to the pocket, and here we go. So now we have a flap and a pocket, and now I'm just gonna cover everything with the paper. So I'm gonna be using this paper as well as some of this yellow paper that I have. So I have everything covered up, and now we can work on the cover. So we are ready to work on the cover. So I'm gonna start by selecting the pieces that I'm going to be using, which is this beautiful image for the front. And so I have two of those. I'm going to be using this one for the back. I'm going to be using these beautiful laces. And so I have this really, oh my gosh, I love this one, so pretty. Again, I'm gonna link everything down below so you guys can get access if you like to get any of these. They're so beautiful. I'm gonna be using a hook and eye for my clothes. I'm gonna start on the back, and I'm gonna cut my paper at 7 3/4. Actually, let me start on the top here because I don't want to cut the design in half. Okay, so I'm going to turn this around and cut these at 7 3/4 and by 6 1/4. Let me double check. What is my album measure here? Okay, so my album measures 6 1/2. So yes, I'm gonna cut it at 6 1/4. You always have to be careful how you cut the paper, because you don't want to cut the design right on half, like the girl. All right, so now let's go to the back, and we're gonna place this right in here. So before I place my paper, I'm going to be adding the lace for my closure. Like I said, I'm going to be using a hook and eye, so I'm gonna use this little lace here. And so what we're gonna do is just pass it through the back, you know, on the one that goes on the back, which is this one, the one with the hook. And I'm gonna pass it through these loops. Oops. Okay, so I'm gonna do one, and then I'll pass it through the other loop again. Okay, just like that. I'm gonna trim this off just about this much, probably 3 inches. This is an elastic lace, so it will expand. So now I'm gonna just glue this here, and when we glue it, make sure that the hook part is facing down like this. Okay, so now I'm just gonna glue this on, and then I'm gonna add my design paper, and I'm just gonna put this right on top of the lace, just like that. Okay, so pretty. I love it. Now we're gonna work on the front. So for the front, I'm going to be using this gorgeous lady here. Now I'm not gonna cut it right like this. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna fussy cut out this circle. So I'm gonna go like so. And I'm gonna cut around her hair, just like this. And just continue to cut around the circle. Okay, so I'm just gonna go all the way down from here. Now I want to make sure this lady is gonna sit right on this corner. So I'm gonna pencil mark where I'm gonna trim this paper. So I'm gonna go from here where the 12 ends until this flower over there. So now put that on the sides. So I'm gonna trim this right at that line. Okay, and over here as well, right at this line. So I'm gonna back the image on black cardstock, and then I'm also going to fuzzy cut this around one more time. So I'm just gonna place these just like so. I just want a little bit of black border around the image. And I'm gonna be using this page, which is the remaining that we cut here on the back for the front. And even though it's a little bit smaller, it's okay because I'm gonna cover this with my lace. So before I glue the paper down, I'm going to make sure to add the other side of my hook and eye. So I'm going to place it. I'm gonna make sure that I have it exactly where this is gonna go, which is right here. So I'm gonna pencil mark the center, and then I'm gonna place my little hook and eye center, and I'm going to mark where I'm going to place my brats. And I'm gonna use two tiny little black brats, and so I'm just gonna place this one right on top so the hole can go through both pieces of paper. And I'm gonna use the small hole like this, and another one here. So right there is where those brats are gonna go. Now before I glue these, I do want to make sure that I give these a little bit of dimension. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of chipboard, leftover chipboard from the spine, from the cover, and I'm just going to cut some pieces just to give these a little bit of dimension. So let me do one along the bottom, so I need to trim this just a little bit smaller. So I'm gonna place the chipboard here like this, and then I'm going to do another piece over here. Make sure you don't put the chipboard where your little holes are. And you don't have to use a chipboard, you can just lay it flat on the cover. I just really like adding dimension. So I'm going to do a little bit of chipboard around. And I think I'm gonna need one more piece. Not that. I'll cut these in little pieces actually. Okay, so as you can see, my chipboard pieces are not even. Just trying to give this a little foundation. One more here, and maybe this one, just like so, on the center. There we go. So now I'm going to put this right here, and before I glue anything, let's make sure we put the hook and eye as well. So I'm gonna add glue to my chipboard, just like that, and I'm gonna add glue around the holes where my little hook and eye is gonna go, like that. A little more. Place it, and now we can place this down like so on the page, and then we can add our brads to secure everything in place. So I'm gonna start with one. Whoops. Let's see here. And bend this around. Okay, and now the second one. Okay, and bend this down. Okay, so let me press that, make sure it's really down. Okay, and now I can go ahead and add this whole page into the cover. I'm just gonna add some glue. Okay, and now we can go ahead and place this down like so. So pretty. I love it, and I love that the paper says Beauty Blossoms from the inside, and I think it's perfect. I don't think I want to cover that. So let's try our, so cute, and you have lots of room to expand, plenty of room. So that is awesome. So now I'm going to add my lace. I really want to add this lace here. So I'm just going to cut two pieces. Before we add the lace, we need to cover the spine using this design for the spine, which is back of the page that we just cut. Okay, so now I can go ahead and add this like that. And now I can add a beautiful lace. I love it. So pretty. So I'm gonna put one here and one on this side, like so. Okay, so I add this side, and now I'm gonna add this other side as well. Perfect. And now I'm gonna add the one for the back. And there we go. And now I'm gonna do the back. Perfect. And then I'm going to add these gorgeous Prima flowers. Oh my goodness, and the colors go so perfect with the collection as well. So pretty. Okay, so let me take them out first. Now look how shiny these are. Look how gorgeous. These flowers are so shiny. I like shiny flowers. So I'm gonna do a combination of both colors, and I love that these flowers, they're all different. They're all so pretty. I'm gonna start gluing my flowers. So I think I'm gonna do like 3 or 4 flowers here on my cluster. So I'm gonna start. I'm always running out of glue every time. I'm gonna put that one there, and let's see this one here, just like so. And I think I'm gonna do this this other one. No, I'm gonna do this one. It's a little more flat down there, and this one as well. Some cute, beautiful flowers. Gorgeous. And I think I need one more. Either there, maybe on top of all the other flowers. So I'm just gonna add this one right there, and I'm gonna let this dry for a little bit. I'm also gonna be decorating the inside using my stickers. So I'm gonna grab this sticker and back it on black cardstock, and same thing with the one on the center. So I'm gonna back these on cardstock as well. Two pieces, this one with a little black border and this one without. And so now I'm gonna use another little piece of chipboard and place that right here on the center. And I'm just trying to give a little dimension to the second piece. Here we go. And now this little embellishment I'm going to add on the very first page. Okay, so I'm just gonna continue adding some of my pretty lace and my flowers throughout the album. For the page inserts, you're gonna need a piece that measures 10 by 7 1/4, and all I did is fold it in half, and I'm just going to round my edges and make it look pretty. And we can also embellish the front with our scrap pieces of paper, and these are going to go right into our pages. So I think we are done with this tutorial. I really hope that you guys enjoy and you give it a try. Please don't forget to visit JS Hobbies and Crafts to get everything that you need to make this album. And I want to thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.